Hi, my name's Davis Bates. I'd like to welcome you to my library, and I do have a story to share with you. But before I tell it, I want to show you the book that it came from. This book, Tatterhood, and Other Tales. I got this book when I was in college. I went to Hampshire College in Amherst, Massachusetts. It's a collection of folk tales about strong women. And this story, I've been telling this story for about 40 years, and it's about goblins. Now, the story comes from Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Cornwall, England. There's different versions from different places. And in those places, they speak Gaelic, and goblins aren't called goblins, they're called Pukkas. There's various spellings of this, P-U-K-K-H-A, P-U-K-H-A, P-O-O-K-A, but however you spell it, it's pronounced Pukkha. And there's two kinds of Pukkas. There's Pukkha-doo, and if Pukkha-doo is in this room, his head would be through the ceiling, and he's so tall, he has 10 long fingers on each hand, with claws instead of fingernails, so folks say you don't want to meet up with him. But the other Pukkha, Pukkha-Gwyden, he's no bigger than you or me. He plays tricks, like this one. He hides my glasses on me all the time. I'm looking all over the house for him. You know where I finally find him? On my face. He's the one who put him there while I wasn't looking. Or you might be looking for a book to take back to the library, and you look where you last read it, it's not there. You look next to your bed, you look out in the car, maybe you put it there to take it, but you can't find it anywhere, and you come back and there it is right next to your bed. You know, you looked there already. He's the one who put it there while you weren't looking. That's the sort of tricks he plays. You don't mind meeting up with him much at all. But the story's not just about Pukkas. It's also about the old woman. Once upon a time, there was an old woman, and she lived with her son and daughter-in-law. And this woman, she loved to dance. Harvest time, around this time of year, there are a lot of dances, and if she heard of a dance, she would go to it. As long as she could walk there, dance once before the end of the dance, and then walk home, she would go. And she'd be so happy from dancing, she would sing at the top of her lungs. She'd wake up all the neighbors, and the neighbors would say to the son and daughter-in-law she lived with, well, you keep the old one at home. She's waking us up. We're tired. We hardly get any sleep. Lock her in, they tried, but she was always slipping out the back door before they could lock it. And one time, she climbed out a second-story window, jumped into a tree, shinnied down the tree, and went off to the dance. They couldn't lock her in, and they decided. The son came up with the idea. He said, we'll play a trick on her. He said it to his wife. Next time she wants to go to a dance, we'll just let her go. We won't try and lock her in. And then we'll take one of our old sheets, and you put the sheet over my head. We'll tie a belt around my waist to keep the sheet from flying off. And then you lead me, because I won't be able to see with that sheet over my head, right to the path the old woman goes on, and I'll hide in a bush next to the path. When she's coming home, I'll wait. I'll hear her singing. When she's right next to the bush, I'll jump out and I'll wave my arms and I'll say, I'm Pukkha-doo and I've come to get you. And she'll be so scared. She'll run home screaming. She won't ever want to go to a dance again. They thought it was a great idea. The next night, they just waved goodbye to the old woman. Have a good time at the dance. She scratched her head, but she was going to have fun. Off she went. They got busy. They got the sheet, put it over the son's head, tied the belt around his waist. The wife led him, because he couldn't see, with the sheet over his head, right to the bush. The old woman walked by on the way home, and he hid himself in the bush. His wife left him there. She went home, and he waited. And he waited. And he waited. And it was one of those nights, where the wind is playing tricks with the trees and making noises that if you can't see, they seem a little different to you. And he was getting a little nervous. The wind brushed the bush up against his back. He said, what's that? What's that? It was just the bush, it's okay. And then he heard an owl hooting in the distance. Ooh, 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 ooh. He said, what's that? Oh, it's just an owl. I'm not supposed to be scared. I'm supposed to scare my mother, but he was getting scared. He was getting so scared, he was almost ready to give up the trick. And that's when he heard his mother singing in the distance. She was singing this. Pukkha-doo, me and you, walking along, singing a song. Pukkha-doo. He said, oh no, Pukkha-doo's with her. I better get out of here. He got up and he actually started to run. And he said, wait. If Pukkha-doo is with her, she wouldn't be singing. She'd be running, screaming. Oh, she's just making up one of her silly songs as she goes along. I'll scare her for real. He felt his way back to the bush. He hid himself down in there again. And the singing got closer and closer to the bush. And his mother got closer and closer with it. And then she was right next to the bush. He jumped out, he waved his arms. He said, "I'm Pukkha and I've come to get you." And she took one look at him and said, "No, you're not. Pukkha around the corner back there. He stopped to tie a shoelace or something." "Oh, I know who you are. You're Pukkha, the little Pukkha. Well, you better get out of here. If the big one comes around the corner and sees you, he'll tear you limb from limb. Oh, look out. Here he comes now." Well, his son couldn't see, right? He had that sheet over his head. For all he knew, Pukkha was right there. He turned around. He ran as fast as he could right into a tree. Boom! Fell down on his back. The old woman said, "It's not time for a nap. Get up, he's almost got you." He got up and he ran. He tripped over a stone, somersaulted through a puddle, up onto the other side, into another tree. Boom! Back down again. She said, "It's not time for gymnastics either. Get up and run. He's almost got you." He got up and he ran. He ran right through a briar patch. He thought it was Pukkha's claws tearing at him. He ran even faster, bumping into more trees, tripping over more stones, all the time the old woman's voice ringing in his ears going, "Run, run, Pukkha, catch him, Pukkha, I want to see the two of you run." He finally got home. He was all bruised and battered, his clothes in tatters. His wife helped him inside. She got him into some clean clothes, got him something warm to drink, sat him down in his favorite chair by the fire. And he was just beginning to get his breath back when who should come into the house but his mother. And she said, "Oh, son, daughter-in-law, you wouldn't believe the time I had. I went to this dance, best dance I've been to in years. I came home and I met up with Pukkha, the big Pukkha. He's really a very nice fellow. I don't know where he got his reputation. He knows a lot of great jokes and songs. We're having a great time singing together. When who should we meet up with but the little Pukkha? Pukkha. And the big one set off and chased the little one, and a merrier chase I never did see. Now, I can't tell what Pukkha was dressed in. I can't remember at all. But the little Pukkha, he was wearing one of our sheets. And son, he had boots on which looked just like yours." They couldn't trick her. And they decided if they couldn't trick her, they may as well join her. So the next time there was a dance, not only did the old woman go, but her son and daughter-in-law went too. They hadn't been dancing in years. And they had a great time. They'd forgotten how much fun it was. They came home, they're singing 3-part harmony, waking up all the neighbors, and the neighbors said, "Oh, no, we'll never get any sleep." 3 of them. And then they decided if they weren't going to be getting sleep, they may as well have some fun. So the next time there was a dance, the whole neighborhood went. And when they came home singing 12-part harmony, there was nobody left to wake up. And ever since then, that neighborhood has been known as the singing and dancing neighborhood. All because of Pukkha, and the old woman. And that's the story. Please share it with somebody else. Have fun telling it. And have a great Halloween. Bye-bye.